Today, I'm very thrilled to be sharing with you some gay books. To be clear, when I say gay books, I mean across the entire LGBTQ plus spectrum. Just gay books is, you know, punchier. Anyway. Hello friends! How are you? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Happy Pride Month! I'm so beyond excited to be filming this video today. This Pride Month is especially important to me because it's the first one where I'm not actively ignoring my own identity. So that's really fun. I know it has been a hot second since I've been on here, but stay tuned later this week. I have a very exciting video coming. I may or may not have had the opportunity to interview a real live published author. So stick around for that. It's going to be a fun one. And lower this a little bit. That feels better. Okay. Anyway, I've got my can glass that says drink local coffee on it. I literally didn't think about this until after I had already made my drink, but it's literally the most stereotypical gay drink ever. I have an iced lavender latte with oat milk. It's delicious. Let's get started, shall we? I think I'm gonna start going by author, so my favorite LGBTQ plus authors. We're gonna start out with one that is very current, very, what's the word? Relevant right now. One of my favorite authors in the world, and that is Alice Oseman. First up, we have Heartstopper. If you still haven't seen the show on Netflix, what are you doing? Go watch it immediately. But in case you didn't know, you've already seen it or whatever, it's based on a graphic novel series by Alice Oseman. There are 4 volumes. I only have the first and the 4th. Planning on getting my hands on 2 and 3 as well. It follows Charlie Spring, a young kid in high school who is openly gay, not by his choice, but they don't go into that in the actual series. But he's out and gets seated next to a rugby player, Nick Nelson, in his form class, and they become besties, and then maybe a little more than besties. It's literally the cutest thing in the world. The graphic novel series is amazing, and so is the Netflix show. Highly recommend both. I have read volumes 1 through 3, and I'm planning a reread this month with volume 4 as well, which I have not read yet. Very excited. I'm pretty sure I have a reading vlog up where I read volume 1 along with 2 other queer romances, Red, White, and Royal Blue and Her Royal Highness. So if you're looking for more queer books with more commentary, check that one out. I'm pretty sure that there is a clip of me in that video when I was reading Red, White, and Royal Blue. I don't know if I left it in or not, but I was like, I kind of like relate to Alex figuring out his identity and kind of questioning his sexuality and stuff. Don't know why though, not gonna unpack that. I don't remember if it made it into the video, but if not, I'm gonna try and find it because it was really funny. I do want to say really quickly, I think that the whole discussion on like figuring out your sexuality is really interesting. Alex, at the beginning of the book, thinks he's straight and then goes through this like realization that, oh, maybe he's bisexual. And I think that that's a really cool thing to just discuss in the novel, especially since he's 21, which is still young, you know, but I think it's interesting to talk about characters who don't really figure out what their sexuality is until, I guess, just a little bit later. And it's really interesting that I relate to Alex quite a bit in ways that I didn't really expect. Anyway, Heartstopper, highly recommend. Excellent series. I'm also planning on reading 2 of Alice Oseman's other novels, which I haven't read yet, and that is Solitaire and Loveless. And as I was looking on Storygraph, I'm pretty sure Solitaire is the only one of Alice Oseman's books that is not tagged LGBTQIA+, but like there's still an LGBTQ plus author, so I'm counting it anyway. But Solitaire follows Tori, who is the main character of Heartstopper, Charlie's older sister. I love her character in Heartstopper, and so I'm excited to read a whole novel about her. It says on the cover, The Catcher in the Rye for the digital age, and that would have been enough to sell it to me, even if I didn't already love Alice Oseman. So, very excited. And then we have Loveless, which follows a girl, I think her name is Georgia, who sort of, I guess, comes to terms over time with her identity as aro-ace. And I've never read a book with asexual representation before, I don't think. So, very excited for this one. Alice Oseman is also aro-ace, I believe. So pretty pumped to read this. I do plan one day on owning all of Alice Oseman's works, so we're going to work up to that. But this is what I'm starting with for Pride Month this year. You know, there's only so much time in the month, hoping to get a lot of reading done, but that's what we're working with. And then another one of my favorite authors, Casey Mcquisten. Highly recommend both One Last Stop and Red, White, and Royal Blue. I do have videos of me reading both of these. Red, White, and Royal Blue is in the video I just mentioned with the 3 queer romances that I read around Valentine's Day last year. It's about the first son, the president's son of the United States, having a little enemies to lovers feud with the Prince of Wales? I think it's Wales, but I might be wrong. It might be England. I don't remember. The UK somewhere. Very good. Just excellent. I don't know. Casey Mcquisten really knows how to write a romance. Let me just say that. And then their novel One Last Stop came out last summer. Time travel, New York City, sapphic romance. What more could you want? Read it. It's really good. I have a video dedicated solely to this book. I think this was the first book I ever pre-ordered, and I was not disappointed. I know a lot of people don't love the main character, and I see why, but the book was just so cute. And also the main love interest, Jane, was just excellent. So that's all I have to say about that. And then we have their latest book, which just came out in May. I Kissed Shara Wheeler. This is my library copy. This one is their first young adult book. One Last Stop and Red, White, and Royal Blue are adult. This one is young adult. Little sapphic high school romance. I actually don't know much more than that, but I am gonna go into it knowing nothing, and I'm so excited to read this one. Just gonna throw in a few random recommendations of books I've read recently. First up, we have Delilah Green Doesn't Care. It's a sapphic romance about Delilah Green coming home for her stepsister's wedding. She has very complicated familial relationships, and she slowly gets, I guess, accepted into her sister's friend group where she was always outcasted growing up, and maybe finds a little romance with one of her sister's best friends. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, it's really cute. I'm pretty sure there's no miscommunication trope, which is amazing. I hate the miscommunication trope. It's one of my least favorite romance tropes. So if you are like me and you don't like that, you will like this one. Hopefully. I don't know. It was my first 5-star read of the year. Next up. This is How You Lose the Time War. This one, I literally don't even know how to explain it. It's got time travel, sci-fi, but like the world building is so unclear, and I think that's kind of cool because you can sort of imagine it for yourself, but it's so confusing. Follows Red and Blue, 2 agents for opposite sides of this war that's going on. We don't really know much about the war, why it's going on, who are the players in it, but these 2 agents are sort of taunting each other throughout the novel, and then they sort of end up falling in love with each other. It's a very quick read, very emotional, and I don't know, it was just so dynamic and interesting, and I just loved it. V.E. Schwab has a nice little quote on the back, so I think that's all you really need to know. Excellent book. Highly recommend. Then we have a young adult book, Ace of Spades, but it's a dark academia book. This one is not, like, mainly focused on a romance, which is kind of nice. I don't know if it's a spoiler to say who in the book is in the LGBTQ plus community. One of the main characters, Vaughn, you know from the beginning that he is queer. This book has been described as Gossip Girl meets Get Out, and I think that is a perfect description of it. Succinct, gets the point across. It's about the 2 main characters are 2 black students. They are the only black students in this school. And over the course of a novel, this person named Aces is sending messages to the school revealing secrets about these 2 students who are seemingly unconnected in every way except that they are the only black students in the school. Very interesting, thriller vibes, spooky, really horrifying. But it was amazing. Highly recommend. So, those are all the books that I have read. Now some that I would like to read if I get to it. First up, we've got Once and Future Witches, which is about sapphic witches who are also trying to get women the right to vote. It's a historical fantasy, I guess. That's all I know, but it sounds super interesting. It takes place in 1893. I bought this on a whim a few months ago, and now I finally get to read it. Cool. Then we have a book of essays, which is not something that I usually throw into my fun reading, but this one is called Girls Can Kiss Now. It is a collection of essays on pop culture and I think the portrayal of lesbians in media. I don't know if it's just lesbians, but I should probably read the backs of these before I talk about them. It's personal essays that explore how lesbians have become mainstream in pop culture. This is the last. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I put this last in the video. It was not intentional, I promise. She gets the girl. Another young adult. Is it young adult? I think it is. Young adult sapphic romance about these girls in college. One girl has a breakup and is trying to get her girlfriend back. And the other girl helps her to do it, but then they fall for each other. Ugh, gotta love it. Okay. She Gets the Girl by Rachel Lippincott and Allison Derrick, who are wives in real life. It's the cutest thing ever. If you don't follow them on TikTok, you should. Allison and Rachel. They are really cute, and you should follow them. Let me see if I missed anything. Oh, I also really want to read Radio Silence. I don't actually know what that one is about, but I think it's like coming of age vibes. Kat, who runs the channel Paperback Dreams, like raves about Radio Silence constantly. So Aled, who is one of the main characters in the friend group in the Heartstopper comic series, but didn't make it into the show, I believe is the main character of Radio Silence. I love how Alice Oseman's books are all like interconnected and they all sort of take place in the same universe and have the same characters. It's excellent. I would love to see a book about Tara and Darcy. Just them. Oh, they're so cute. Anyway. Yes, so the one I didn't have with me is Detransition Baby, which is about actually what is it about? I don't know, but I've heard people rave about it so much. It says it's about 3 women. Reese, who wants a baby. Amy, her girlfriend, who then detransitions. And then Katrina, who becomes pregnant. And I'm guessing that the 3 of them sort of work together and sort of to raise this baby and figure out their relationship with each other. And it just sounds very literary fiction-y, which is, I just love. Yeah, I don't read a lot of books with trans main characters. I love to, diversify my reading, and excited about that one. I suppose we have a little bit of a honorary mention. I always forget that this book has LGBTQ plus representation. I don't know why, but it's Conversations with Friends with Sally Rooney. I was thinking of literary fiction, immediately thought of Sally Rooney, of course. I love Sally Rooney. I literally wrote my thesis on her. Thesis vlog coming soon, hopefully. Anyway, love this book. And the main character, Frances, and her best friend, Bobby, are both queer and are sort of on and off in relationships with each other. So that is not like the main plot of the story, which is probably why I don't really think about it often, but it's a really great book. And if you're into literary fiction, definitely read it. Not super queer, but it's a good book. Just threw a lot of random queer books at you, probably most of them you've heard of, but what are you gonna do? These are the books that I have read and loved and am planning to read this month. Very excited about all of them. Very happy with my list. So, I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Maybe grab yourself a little lavender latte as a treat. Happy Pride Month. Be yourself. I hope that you have an excellent Pride Month, regardless of where you are with yourself, your journey, and whether you're out or not, your identity is valid, and I hope that you have an excellent Pride Month. I will talk to you next time. Thank you for watching. I forgot how to say my outro. It's been so long. I don't even remember what it is. Anyway, goodbye.